Have you ever wondered how to work on yourself can unlock your full potential? Personal growth is an ongoing process that requires self-awareness, discipline, and the courage to embrace change. It begins with understanding your current habits, mindset, and emotions, and then consciously choosing to evolve. Whether it's setting new goals, cultivating healthier habits, or practicing self-compassion, working on yourself involves taking consistent actions that align with your values and aspirations. Through patience and perseverance, you transform challenges into opportunities for self-discovery, ultimately creating the life you are meant to lead. Cultivating self-love is an ongoing journey that requires patience, self-awareness, and conscious effort. It is not simply about feeling good in the moment, but about developing a deep and unwavering respect for oneself. At the core of self-love is the ability to practice self-compassion instead of self-criticism. Many people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to impossible standards and berating themselves for even the smallest mistakes. However, true self-love means treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that would be offered to a close friend. Imagine a situation where a friend makes a mistake at work. Would the response be to harshly judge them or to reassure them that mistakes are part of learning? Extending this same level of grace to oneself transforms the inner dialogue from one of self-punishment to one of growth and encouragement. Setting healthy boundaries is another crucial aspect of self-love, ensuring that emotional and mental well-being remain protected. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate, but rather guidelines that help define what is acceptable in relationships and interactions. Without clear boundaries, individuals often find themselves overcommitted, emotionally drained, or taken advantage of by others. For instance, someone who constantly agrees to extra work assignments despite feeling overwhelmed may experience burnout, leading to resentment and exhaustion. Learning to say no when necessary and prioritizing personal needs communicates self-respect and fosters a sense of balance. This process also includes distancing from relationships that undermine self-worth, whether they be friendships filled with negativity or environments that fail to support personal well-being. Engaging in activities that nourish the soul plays a pivotal role in cultivating self-love. These activities vary for each person, but often include hobbies, creative pursuits, or moments of connection with nature. A person who finds joy in painting, for example, might discover that immersing themselves in colors and textures provides a sense of peace and self-expression. Similarly, someone who enjoys taking long walks in nature might find that these quiet moments allow them to clear their mind and reconnect with their inner self. These experiences are not mere indulgences, but necessary acts of self-care, reinforcing the idea that happiness and relaxation are just as important as productivity. Taking time for oneself does not mean neglecting responsibilities, but rather ensuring that emotional well-being remains a priority. Practicing mindfulness and self-awareness further deepens the process of self-love by helping individuals connect with their thoughts and emotions without judgment. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present, appreciating each moment as it unfolds without dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Journaling, for example, allows one to explore their thoughts, recognize patterns of self-doubt, and gain clarity on emotions. Meditation offers another pathway, providing a space to observe the mind without interference, gradually fostering a sense of inner peace. Through these practices, individuals begin to recognize negative thought patterns and replace them with more compassionate and realistic perspectives. Rather than being consumed by self-doubt or fear of failure, mindfulness helps cultivate a mindset rooted in acceptance and understanding. Prioritizing physical health is an extension of self-love, reinforcing the idea that the body is a home that deserves care and attention. Nourishing the body with nutritious food, engaging in regular physical activity, and allowing for adequate rest are essential ways to demonstrate self-respect. Consider someone who constantly skips meals or functions on minimal sleep. Due to work pressures over time, this neglect leads to exhaustion, weakened immunity, and increased stress levels. On the other hand, individuals who listen to their body's needs, fueling it with balanced meals and engaging in movement that brings them joy, often experience increased energy and well-being. Exercise does not have to mean rigorous gym sessions, but can be as simple as dancing, yoga, or evening walks. Likewise, quality sleep is not a luxury, but a necessity, allowing the mind and body to recharge. By making choices that support physical well-being, individuals send a powerful message to themselves that they are worthy of care, health, and vitality. All of these practices, self-compassion, boundary setting, soul-nourishing activities, mindfulness, and physical health are deeply interconnected. Self-love is not achieved through one grand action, but through daily choices that reinforce respect, kindness, and care. It requires unlearning years of self-doubt and external conditioning while embracing the truth that worth is inherent. By engaging in these intentional acts of self-love, individuals do not just improve their well-being, they also cultivate a strong foundation from which confidence, resilience, and a deep sense of self-worth naturally emerge. The journey towards self-love may be long, with moments of struggle and setbacks, but each step forward strengthens the relationship with oneself. Overcoming fear and building resilience is a transformative process that allows individuals to reclaim control over their lives. Fear, at its core, is a natural response designed to protect against danger. However, when it becomes a barrier that prevents personal growth and fulfillment, it must be addressed. Understanding the roots of fear is the first step toward dismantling its hold. Many fears originate from past experiences, deeply ingrained societal expectations, or imagined scenarios that have never materialized. A person who was once humiliated for making a mistake in public may develop a fear of speaking up, even in safe environments. Similarly, someone raised in a culture that discourages risk-taking may hesitate to pursue their true passions due to an internalized fear of failure. Recognizing these influences does not eliminate fear instantly, but it provides clarity, making it easier to challenge limiting beliefs. Acknowledging and analyzing fears reduces their power by bringing them into the open. Fear thrives in avoidance, gaining strength when left unexamined. When an individual writes down their fears or speaks them aloud, they begin to demystify what once felt overwhelming. For example, a student struggling with anxiety over an upcoming exam may fear failure, but when they break down this fear, they may realize that failure is not a permanent condition. It is an opportunity to learn and improve. By shifting the focus from catastrophic thinking to problem solving, the student transforms their anxiety into motivation. Fear loses its grip when seen not as an unconquerable force, but as a collection of thoughts that can be addressed one by one. Challenging negative thoughts with positive affirmations is an essential part of breaking free from fear. The mind often exaggerates potential threats, creating a cycle of doubt and hesitation. When someone repeatedly tells themselves they are not capable, they reinforce that belief until it becomes their reality. However, replacing these limiting thoughts with empowering statements can shift perspective. Instead of thinking, I will fail, one can reframe it as, I am prepared and I will do my best. Athletes, performers, and professionals use affirmations to build confidence before high-pressure situations. A musician about to perform on stage might remind themselves, I have practiced for this moment and I am ready. These small shifts in self-talk accumulate over time, gradually transforming fear into self-assurance. Taking small steps toward fear is a powerful strategy that allows for gradual desensitization. Many people assume that overcoming fear requires immediate confrontation, but sustainable progress is made through incremental actions. Consider someone who is afraid of social interactions. Instead of forcing themselves into large gatherings, they might start with short conversations with a colleague or a brief interaction with a cashier. Each successful experience reinforces confidence, making future encounters easier. The same principle applies to someone who fears public speaking. Rather than delivering a speech to a large audience right away, they could begin by practicing in front of a mirror, then speaking in front of a small group of friends. These controlled exposures allow the brain to adapt, proving that fear does not have to dictate behavior. Practicing mindfulness, visualization, and relaxation techniques helps individuals manage the physical and emotional responses associated with fear. Fear often manifests as increased heart rate, shallow breathing, or muscle tension, making it difficult to think clearly. Mindfulness practices such as deep breathing exercises or progressive muscle relaxation can counteract these effects, bringing the body back to a state of calm. Visualization is another powerful tool, allowing individuals to mentally rehearse success before facing a fearful situation. A job candidate preparing for an interview might close their eyes and imagine themselves answering questions confidently, shaking hands with the interviewer, and leaving with a sense of accomplishment. This mental rehearsal conditions the mind to expect success rather than failure. When combined with relaxation techniques, these practices create a sense of control, reducing fear's intensity. Learning from failures is a crucial step in building resilience. Society often treats failure as something to be avoided, yet it is one of the greatest teachers. Every successful person has encountered setbacks, but what sets them apart is their ability to extract lessons from those experiences. A business owner whose first venture collapses might initially feel discouraged, but upon reflection, they might realize that financial planning or market research were areas that needed improvement. Armed with this knowledge, they refine their approach and try again. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb, yet he viewed each attempt as a step toward discovery rather than a defeat. This mindset shift allows individuals to see failure not as an endpoint, but as a necessary part of growth. Developing emotional resilience through adaptability and perseverance is essential in navigating life's uncertainties. Resilience does not mean avoiding difficulties, but rather learning to rise after setbacks. Consider an athlete recovering from an injury. While they may temporarily be unable to compete, they use the time to strengthen other areas, such as mental focus or strategic planning. Instead of dwelling on the setback, they adapt and find alternative ways to grow. Similarly, a student who struggles in a particular subject might initially feel discouraged, but by seeking extra support and adjusting their study methods, they gradually improve. Resilience is cultivated through repeated exposure to challenges, developing the ability to adapt rather than retreat. Fear and resilience are deeply interconnected. The more one learns to manage fear, the stronger their resilience becomes. Every step taken toward confronting fears builds confidence, reinforcing the belief that challenges can be overcome. The journey is not about eliminating fear entirely, but learning to move forward despite it. As individuals practice self-compassion, acknowledge their strengths, and engage in mindful practices, they create a foundation for lasting resilience. Overcoming fear is not a single event, but a continuous process of growth, leading to a life where challenges are met with courage and determination. Committing to personal growth is an ongoing journey that requires intention, effort, and resilience. It is not a passive process, but an active choice to continuously improve, evolve, and strive for a better version of oneself. One of the foundational elements of this journey is embracing a growth mindset, which allows individuals to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for learning. People with a fixed mindset often believe that abilities and intelligence are static, leading them to avoid difficulties out of fear of failure. In contrast, those with a growth mindset recognize that skills and talents can be developed through dedication and effort. A student struggling with mathematics, for instance, might initially believe they are simply bad at math, but by shifting their perspective and putting in consistent practice, they start to see improvement. The same principle applies to an entrepreneur. Launching a business, while early setbacks might feel discouraging, viewing them as lessons rather than failures allows for adjustments and future success. By embracing challenges rather than avoiding them, individuals cultivate resilience and adaptability, essential traits for personal and professional growth. Setting clear and achievable goals is another crucial step in maintaining direction and ensuring continuous progress. Without goals, personal growth can feel aimless, like traveling without a map. However, goals that are too vague or unrealistic can lead to frustration and discouragement. The most effective approach is setting specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals. Consider someone who wants to improve their physical fitness. Instead of simply stating, I want to get healthier, they might set a goal such as, I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 times a week for the next 3 months. This level of specificity provides clarity, making progress easier to track. Similarly, in a professional setting, an employee aiming for career advancement might set a goal to complete an industry certification within 6 months. Achievable goals create momentum. Each small success builds confidence and motivation for continued growth. Furthermore, goals should be periodically reviewed and adjusted based on evolving aspirations and circumstances, ensuring they remain aligned with personal values and long-term objectives. Being open to feedback is a powerful yet often underutilized tool for growth. Many people shy away from feedback because it can be uncomfortable, but constructive criticism offers valuable insights that can accelerate personal and professional development. A musician looking to refine their craft might seek input from a mentor or instructor who can point out areas for improvement that they might not have noticed themselves. Similarly, an employee striving for excellence at work benefits from regular performance reviews where supervisors provide feedback that highlights strengths and areas for growth. However, receiving feedback effectively requires the right mindset. Rather than taking criticism personally, it should be seen as a roadmap for improvement. Asking for feedback actively, rather than waiting for it to be given, demonstrates a commitment to self-betterment. Just as athletes analyze game footage to refine their techniques, individuals who embrace feedback as a tool for progress make more informed adjustments and improve over time. Maintaining strong relationships and networks is another essential aspect of personal growth. No one achieves success in isolation, and surrounding oneself with supportive, inspiring, and knowledgeable individuals can provide motivation, encouragement, and valuable learning experiences. Mentorship, for example, plays a crucial role in many success stories. A young professional entering a competitive industry benefits immensely from guidance offered by a seasoned mentor who has navigated similar challenges. Likewise, friendships rooted in mutual support and shared aspirations can serve as a source of encouragement during difficult times. Networking also presents opportunities for collaboration and exposure to diverse perspectives. Attending workshops, seminars, or engaging in online communities allows individuals to expand their knowledge and connect with others who share their passions. Building and maintaining these relationships requires effort and reciprocity. Just as support is received, it must also be given fostering an environment where everyone benefits from collective growth. Curiosity and a commitment to lifelong learning are defining characteristics of individuals dedicated to personal growth. In a rapidly evolving world, stagnation can lead to missed opportunities, while continuous learning opens new doors. This does not necessarily mean formal education. Learning can take many forms, from reading books and listening to podcasts to attending conferences or engaging in meaningful discussions. Consider a professional who wants to stay ahead in their field. Regularly seeking out new knowledge ensures they remain competitive and adaptable. Even outside of career development, curiosity enhances personal fulfillment. Someone who explores new cultures, learns a new language, or takes up a new hobby experiences personal enrichment that adds depth to their life. The process of learning also keeps the mind sharp and engaged, reinforcing the idea that growth is not confined to a particular phase of life, but is a continuous pursuit. Self-care and stress management are often overlooked, but are vital components of sustainable personal development. Growth does not mean constant exertion without rest, without balance. Burnout can quickly follow. Prioritizing mental, emotional, and physical well-being ensures that individuals have the energy and clarity to pursue their goals effectively. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep contribute to overall well-being, directly impacting cognitive function and emotional stability. Additionally, mindfulness practices such as meditation or journaling allow individuals to process emotions, gain perspective, and maintain mental resilience. A writer experiencing creative burnout, for example, might find that stepping away for a day of relaxation and self-care ultimately enhances productivity rather than hinders it. Learning to recognize when to push forward and when to recharge is essential for long-term growth. Stress management techniques, whether deep breathing exercises or engaging in activities that bring joy, serve as protective measures against exhaustion and frustration. By nurturing both the mind and body, individuals create an environment where growth can flourish. Personal growth is an evolving process that requires dedication, self-awareness, and a willingness to adapt. It is not about reaching a final destination, but about continuous refinement and self-improvement. By embracing challenges with a growth mindset, setting clear and realistic goals, seeking constructive feedback, building strong relationships, staying curious, and prioritizing self-care, individuals equip themselves with the tools necessary to navigate life's complexities. Growth is not always linear. There will be setbacks, plateaus, and moments of doubt, but each experience contributes to a deeper understanding of oneself and a stronger foundation for future success. True commitment to personal growth means recognizing that there is always more to learn, more to explore, and more potential waiting to be realized. Embracing authenticity and passion is one of the most fulfilling aspects of personal growth, allowing individuals to align their actions with their true selves. Authenticity is not about seeking external validation or fitting into societal molds, but about embracing one's unique identity, values, and aspirations. Many people go through life wearing masks shaped by societal expectations and external pressures, afraid to show their real selves. However, true fulfillment comes from introspection and self-acceptance, from understanding what genuinely brings joy and meaning rather than conforming to external ideals. The journey toward authenticity begins with deep self-reflection, questioning whether the life being lived aligns with personal truths or it has been shaped by the expectations of others. Introspection is the foundation of self-awareness, offering clarity on personal values, desires, and aspirations. It requires creating space for self-exploration, whether through journaling, meditation, or simply engaging in honest conversations with oneself. A person who has spent years pursuing a career chosen by their parents, for example, might find themselves feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. Through self-reflection, they may realize that their true passion lies elsewhere, perhaps in the arts, education, or entrepreneurship. Recognizing this truth is the first step toward authenticity. Another individual might discover that they have spent years maintaining relationships that do not nurture them simply out of obligation or societal pressure. By taking time to reflect on what genuinely matters, they gain the courage to set boundaries and surround themselves with people who uplift and support them. These realizations are often uncomfortable at first, but they serve as catalysts for meaningful change. Living according to core values and beliefs rather than societal expectations is one of the greatest acts of self-respect. Society often imposes norms that dictate what success, happiness, or fulfillment should look like. These expectations may come in the form of pressure to achieve certain milestones by a certain age, to follow conventional career paths, or to adhere to traditional definitions of relationships and family life. However, true authenticity means defining success on one's own terms. Consider an individual who chooses a minimalist lifestyle, focusing on experiences rather than material wealth. Despite societal pressure to accumulate possessions and strive for financial excess, they find joy in simplicity and the freedom it brings. Similarly, someone passionate about humanitarian work may forego a high-paying corporate job in favor of a career that aligns with their values, even if it lacks the prestige that society deems important. These choices, though unconventional, lead to deeper fulfillment because they are aligned with personal truth rather than external expectations. Breaking free from societal conditioning requires immense courage, as it often means challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and facing external judgment. Fear of disappointing others or being perceived as different can be powerful barriers to authenticity. Many people suppress their true desires out of fear of rejection, staying in jobs, relationships, or environments that do not nourish them. However, those who embrace their authenticity often find that the rewards far outweigh the risks. A writer who has hidden their creative aspirations for years due to fear of criticism may finally decide to publish their work, only to realize that their unique voice resonates with others in profound ways. An individual who has struggled with self-expression might embrace their true identity, finding newfound confidence and deeper connections with those who appreciate them for who they are. By choosing authenticity over fear, they unlock a sense of freedom that was previously unimaginable. Passion is an integral part of authenticity, as it reflects what truly ignites the soul. Many people suppress their passions, either because they believe they are not practical or because they fear they are not good enough. Yet passion is not solely about professional success. It is about engaging in activities that bring joy, purpose, and fulfillment. A person who loves painting does not need to become a world-renowned artist to validate their passion. Simply dedicating time to creating without external pressure is an act of honoring oneself. Someone who enjoys music may never perform in front of a large audience, yet playing an instrument in the solitude of their home brings them immense satisfaction. Recognizing that passion does not require external validation allows individuals to engage with what brings them happiness without fear of judgment. The connection between authenticity and passion is undeniable. When individuals embrace their true selves, they naturally gravitate toward the activities, people, and environments that nurture them. They no longer feel the need to conform to roles that do not suit them. A person who once followed a rigid path dictated by societal norms may find themselves drawn to more creative or unconventional pursuits. Someone who once sought approval from others may learn to find joy in their own journey, regardless of external recognition. This shift leads to a life where passion is not a luxury, but an essential part of daily existence. Cultivating authenticity and passion is not without challenges. There will be moments of doubt, resistance, and setbacks. However, the more individuals choose to honor their truth, the more confidence they build in their ability to navigate life on their own terms. The journey toward authenticity is not about reaching a final destination, but about continuously choosing to live in alignment with one's inner values. It requires shedding outdated beliefs, embracing vulnerability, and allowing oneself to evolve freely. The rewards, however, are immeasurable: a life of meaning, fulfillment, and deep connection with oneself and the world. By embracing authenticity, individuals unlock the potential to experience life with greater depth, joy, and purpose, free from the constraints of societal expectations and external validation. Pursuing passions that bring fulfillment and meaning is a fundamental aspect of embracing authenticity and leading a life of purpose. Passion is the fire that fuels motivation, creativity, and joy, yet many people suppress their true interests due to fear, societal expectations, or self-doubt. Passion is not merely about finding a career, but about engaging in activities that make life feel rich and meaningful. Some people find passion in artistic pursuits, such as painting, music, or writing, while others discover it in intellectual exploration, physical movement, or acts of service. The key is recognizing that passion does not have to be grand or financially rewarding. It simply needs to resonate deeply. A teacher who genuinely loves education finds purpose in shaping young minds, even if society undervalues the profession. A dancer who loses themselves in the rhythm of movement does not need to perform on a global stage to feel fulfilled. What matters is that the activity itself sparks enthusiasm and a sense of connection to one's inner self. The challenge many face is allowing themselves to pursue their passions without guilt or fear of impracticality. Society often imposes the idea that passion should be secondary to responsibilities, leading people to neglect the things that make them feel alive. A corporate employee who loves photography might hesitate to dedicate time to it, believing it to be a mere hobby rather than something worth prioritizing. However, the act of pursuing passion is not just about personal enjoyment, it is about honoring one's intrinsic needs. Engaging in activities that bring fulfillment enhances mental well-being, boosts creativity, and fosters resilience. Studies have shown that people who actively nurture their passions experience lower stress levels and greater overall satisfaction. Even if a passion is not one's primary profession, carving out time for it ensures a more balanced and enriching life. Overcoming the fear of judgment is one of the greatest obstacles to fully embracing passion. Many individuals avoid expressing themselves authentically because they fear being criticized, misunderstood, or ridiculed. This fear often stems from childhood experiences, societal pressures, or internalized self-doubt. A writer might hesitate to share their poetry, worried that others will deem it unworthy. A musician might shy away from performing, fearing that their skills are not polished enough. These concerns, while understandable, prevent growth and self-expression. The reality is that judgment is an inevitable part of life. There will always be people who disapprove or fail to understand one's choices. However, the opinions of others should never outweigh the importance of personal fulfillment. Embracing vulnerability is essential in the pursuit of passion. Vulnerability means allowing oneself to be seen without the armor of perfection. It means creating, sharing, and expressing without the guarantee of approval. When individuals embrace vulnerability, they unlock the courage to pursue what matters to them despite the fear of failure or judgment. An artist who shares their work for the first time might feel exposed, but in doing so, they connect with others who resonate with their vision. A public speaker who once feared being judged may find that their authenticity inspires and empowers those who listen. Vulnerability is not a weakness, but a profound strength, as it allows individuals to move beyond fear and fully engage with their passions. Surrounding oneself with positive and supportive people plays a crucial role in sustaining passion and personal fulfillment. The environment in which one exists significantly influences confidence, motivation, and the willingness to take risks. When people are surrounded by encouragement, they feel empowered to explore their interests without hesitation. A musician who joins a supportive community of fellow artists is more likely to perform openly and refine their craft. An entrepreneur who has friends who believe in their vision is more likely to take the leap toward launching a new venture. The opposite is also true. When surrounded by negativity, doubt, or discouragement, it becomes harder to sustain the energy needed to pursue passion. The presence of supportive individuals creates a sense of belonging and affirmation. These people do not have to share the same passions, but they should respect and uplift them. Sometimes encouragement comes from unexpected sources: a mentor who provides guidance, a friend who listens without judgment, or a stranger who resonates with a piece of work shared online. The key is to cultivate relationships that nurture growth rather than hinder it. Supportive relationships remind individuals that they are not alone in their pursuits and that their passions are valid. A writer struggling with creative block might regain confidence simply through a conversation with someone who believes in their talent. A person hesitant to start a new project might find motivation through a friend who reminds them of their capabilities. Pursuing passion requires both internal strength and external support. It demands the courage to move beyond self-doubt, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the awareness to seek environments that foster growth. Passion is deeply personal, but it thrives when nurtured in a space free from unnecessary judgment and filled with encouragement. When individuals fully embrace what they love, they unlock a deeper level of authenticity and fulfillment. Life is not meant to be lived in hesitation or fear of what others may think. It is meant to be experienced with enthusiasm, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of what brings joy. Passion is not a luxury reserved for a select few. It is an essential part of what makes life meaningful. Those who dare to follow it, despite the challenges, find themselves living with greater purpose, deeper connection, and an unshakable sense of fulfillment. Self-love, resilience, and authenticity are not final destinations, but continuous journeys of growth, self-discovery, and transformation. Life is an ever-evolving process filled with moments of progress, setbacks, and new beginnings. There is no singular point at which one has fully mastered self-acceptance, overcome every fear, or reached the peak of personal growth. Instead, these elements require daily commitment, patience, and the willingness to embrace both success and imperfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. True self-love means acknowledging this progress and being gentle with oneself along the way. Patience is essential in this journey. Too often, people measure their growth against unrealistic expectations, believing they should have achieved more or become a better version of themselves by now. However, self-improvement is not a race, but a deeply personal process that unfolds at its own pace. There will be days filled with confidence and clarity, just as there will be moments of doubt and struggle. The key is to remain committed, recognizing that even on difficult days, the effort put into personal growth matters. Celebrating small victories, whether it is setting a healthy boundary, overcoming a fear, or taking time for self-care, reinforces self-worth and motivation to continue moving forward. Authenticity remains at the heart of this journey, reminding individuals to embrace who they truly are, rather than who the world expects them to be. Living authentically means honoring personal values, making choices that align with inner truth, and resisting the pressure to conform. Society often imposes expectations that dictate how success happiness or fulfillment should look, but real contentment comes from defining these concepts on one's own terms. By embracing uniqueness, individuals cultivate confidence, deeper connections, and a life that feels genuinely fulfilling. This requires ongoing self-reflection and the courage to make decisions based on what is truly meaningful rather than what is merely accepted or expected. Life is inherently uncertain, and the ability to adapt to change with courage and resilience is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. Challenges, disappointments, and unexpected circumstances are inevitable, but they do not have to be seen as barriers to growth. Instead, they can serve as opportunities to build strength, gain wisdom, and refine one's path. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about learning to navigate them with grace. Every setback holds a lesson, and every challenge presents a chance to rise stronger. Those who embrace uncertainty with an open heart and a flexible mindset find themselves not only surviving, but thriving in the face of change. Living with integrity and purpose ensures that this journey is guided by meaningful principles rather than external validation. When choices are made in alignment with personal values, life takes on a deeper sense of fulfillment. Integrity is not just about honesty with others, but about remaining true to oneself. It means making decisions that reflect inner truth, even when they are difficult or unpopular. Purpose is what gives life direction, whether it is found in relationships, passions, creativity, or service to others. A person who commits to living with purpose does not simply go through life reacting to circumstances, but actively shapes their path with intention and conviction. Ultimately, the journey of self-love, resilience, and authenticity is about continuous evolution. It is about learning to trust oneself, embracing both strengths and imperfections, and choosing growth even when it feels uncomfortable. There's no single moment of arrival, only a series of choices that define the path forward. By committing to this lifelong process, individuals create lives that are rich in meaning, strength, and fulfillment. They become not just passive participants, but active authors of their own stories, shaping each chapter with courage, self-acceptance, and an unwavering commitment to becoming their truest selves.